I am currently working in the construction industry. Among them, I am an installer of system baths, and since the work usually has to be completed in one day, I often work late into the night. This was when I was the beginner and we were building a bath for a house in the countryside. I was working as usual, but it took me a long time and I was working until midnight. Usually, after 8 p.m., the work would be terminated and continued the next day because it would disturb the surrounding residents. However, since it was in the countryside and far away in the mountains, and if I finished the work on that day, I would have the next day off, I decided to contact the management company and continue the work. Around 10 p.m., my senior partner started saying he wanted to go home because he had to take care of something at home. I was a newcomer, but I was able to do a certain amount of work. Normally, I would go home with my senior when we were done, but today we had to go home separately, and I stayed behind to work. About an hour after my senior left, the work had finished, and the final touch was to install the mirror for the bathroom. When I finally finished, I looked at the scenery outside the window in the mirror, and I saw a woman standing there. It was deep in the mountains, and the time was midnight. There were no houses around. I decided to assume that I had simply misjudged the scene, and, terrified, I hurriedly began to clean up the mess. First, I closed the window and finished my work without looking in the mirror as much as possible. Then, when I did my last check, I saw the silhouette of a woman in the window pane. She's getting closer than before. Half panicking, I quickly left the bath as if to escape, got into my car and started off. On the way home, thinking calmly, I started to get really scared, thinking about who that person could be. Then I realized the worst thing. At my company, we have to leave the warranty card for the bath at the bottom of the bathtub when we finished our work, but I had completely forgotten about it. I worked so late, and it would be a hassle to come back tomorrow, my day off. After much deliberation, I decided to go back and leave it there, even though I was afraid to do so. When I arrived, I took the documents out of the trunk of my car, unlocked the property I had just left, opened the bath door at once so as not to look around. And when I was about to put the documents in the bathtub, suddenly my cell phone rang. Whoa! I was so startled that my heart was pulsing painfully and I was sweating strangely. The call was from a local friend who has had many psychic experiences and is a fortune teller. I picked up the phone right away because it was him I wanted to talk to after what had happened earlier. He said, "You're at K District right now, aren't you? It's really bad there, so get back here right away." His sudden statement made me completely scared, so I made a mad dash for my car and tried to start the engine, but it wouldn't start. Just when I felt that this was finally going to be a problem, the engine started, and I shined the headlights and saw a rather tall and large woman in a one-piece dress standing right in front of the car. I backed up the car with the gas pedal at full throttle and started the car and went back to my hometown like crazy. Later, I told my senior this story. Then he turned blue and said, "I knew it, to tell the truth." He said that when he was working at the other places at the foot of the mountain in that area, he often saw a woman's face in the mirror as well, and he never wanted to work late at night. He really had something to do on the day he went with me. The friend who called me told me that a long time ago there was a family that had committed suicide in a village around there. The family's spirit appeared in front of my eyes. I had never believed in ghosts before, and I had watched TV programs about them, thinking that they were lies anyway. But after my own experience, I started to believe in ghost stories. I don't want to ever have a scary experience again.